What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, Planet AJ. This is something new that I'm trying out. We're going to see. This is genuinely the first time I'm recording this. And I'm just kind of doing it as like a trial run to see if this is something I want to keep doing. I've wanted to experiment with a podcast for a long time now. I think it'd be kind of fun to do like a comedy podcast. I think it'd be pretty easy to do a comedy podcast. Easy money. Thank you. So this is, I don't know how else to start one. So I'm just going to like start one and just see where it goes. Just kind of naturally. There's a fan here in the background. Is that like bad? That's probably bad for audio, right? Oh, but it's so hot in here. Oh, don't look at me from that angle. That was ugly. I didn't like seeing that on the screen. I might have to just take that down. I have a video. I have my computer screen just showing me what I look like right now, and I think I gotta turn it off because it's distracting. I'm gonna be obsessed with how I look this whole time. Yeah, it doesn't help that this angle's also not good, but like, this is, considering how my room looks. This is, I promise, out of all the angles I've tried, this is the least shit one. This is the least garbage one. This one is the least bad, because there's like posters all over the wall here that look kind of distracting, so I have to put the bed up. Everything in my room is very mute colors. It's very messy in here. It's just way too visually busy. This is the best that I could do with what I have. And I actually don't think it looks bad. I think this looks actually kind of good. This is a nice, like, comfortable space. The problem is the wall here. The problem is the wall is kind of blank, but I have another solution. Hang on. Oh, is there just like straight up a shard of broken glass in here? Oh, I remember this. Actually, there's a story behind this. There's just a straight up in with all my push pins. It's just broken glass. I actually remember how I got that. That looks pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like the frat houses did it. Like a frat house. There we go. That's pretty good. I think I could envision we just fill this wall space up. Oh, let me grab the mic. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. I envision we can just fill the wall space up with different stuff over time. Maybe I'll draw some like funny pictures or something to go up there. I think that'd be a big improvement. The only problem is that like that's where I put my head when I go to sleep. That's where my head goes. So I don't want to like accidentally bump in all that stuff. I don't want to bump in and like mess it up while I'm like trying to sleep. Or I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. That's an inappropriate joke. No, my parents would be very upset with me. All right, but first episode of the podcast, something new we're trying out. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I said that I'm very bipolar with the way that I make stuff. I'm either doing nothing ever, or I have like way too many ideas going at the same time, and I just want to like try everything at the same time. So this is kind of part of that. I've been thinking about doing a podcast lately because I figured it'd be pretty easy to do, something to kind of just put out into the world. I've been thinking about doing stand-up too, a little bit, just something I'm just kind of like stewing on, you know, because I think it'd be fun, and I've been encouraged to do it because people seem to think I'm funny for some reason. I don't think it's that I'm that funny. It's just that I'm a loser in a really funny way, in a way that's like charming that people can really latch on to. No, let's not. I don't want to self-deprecate on the first episode. But yeah, that's something I'm doing. That's something I'm thinking about doing, and I figured, okay, just make a podcast just by yourself to just try out bits with, or even just, I don't know, as a video diary type thing. I don't know. I'm not sure what this thing is going to be yet, but we're just trying it out. It's just the first episode. I have some notes. Here. I took some notes of stuff that I'm supposed to cover on the show today. Really, there's only like one or two things that actually matter. Only like there's only one or two things on the list that I actually really want to cover bad. Excuse me. Because half this stuff, I wrote this like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what half this stuff is. Like I wrote comedy show. Parentheses mention drunk viewings. I don't know what that is. Um, stuff to do when you're drunk. That's a great fucking topic. Most of these are just stupid. So half of them are just gonna get skipped for the form of doing something not 100% scripted. But one thing I did write down that I wanted to mention was the Wizard collection. Merch store is coming out very soon. I recorded a video for Instagram, but I haven't posted it yet. So this will be, but these samples came in the other day of the new stuff, the new stickers. Check it out. I think I pretty much posted all of these online except for this one already, but here they are in their physical form. They're looking pretty nice. They're looking pretty good. All right, let me go one by one. Magic Missile, Potion, Cast Fireball, Cast Together, Stay Together, Always Watching. Pretty good. They look good. I think the colors are good. The image quality is really good. I think the only things that I really want to work on is how because these are what do they call it? Die cut stickers. So the sticker shape is like cut around the image, and some of the die cut patterns are like kind of weird. So I might want to change them a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, they look really good. So I'm very excited for those. After this, I got to get some t-shirt samples. I want to make sure that, because there are different, I won't bore you with a lot of the details, but there are 2 different kinds of shirts from different companies that I'm looking at, and I'm probably going to get the same design on 2 different types of shirts to see which is the most high quality, which is going to last the longest, which is not going to fall apart immediately. That kind of stuff. So I'll get some of those soon, and then I think I have 3 or 4 new designs. 3? I'll say 3. 3 new designs that I'm thinking about doing. One of them is already halfway done, so that's good. The other ones are just kind of in the figuring out phase where I'm just sketching out ideas, so I don't even know if I'll make them yet. But so we're very, very, very close to these being done, which I'm very excited about, because I don't think anyone's holding their breath, shitting their pants, when's the Wizard collection coming out? I need it now. But I have been talking about this with different people I know for over a fucking year or something like that. I think it's been over a year now. So it's gonna feel good to finally be okay, I finally finished something for once after talking about it for so long. And everybody I've talked to about it, they've been super great. They've been super nice about it and really supportive. So I appreciate that. You guys know who you are. That's pretty much the only thing, I guess, announcement thing that I need. It's the announcements before the sermon at Mass. It's the only thing I really had to talk about. There's also, I wrote a bunch of potential, I wrote a whole section, potential new projects, sorry, in case you guys enjoy following me and my creative pursuits. I don't really want to talk about these in depth because there's a real 1 in a million chance I'm going to go through with any of them, because this is just something that I just stew on, just different ideas of stuff to occupy my time. But a couple of them are pretty funny. I wrote down DIY music venue, which I don't even know the first thing about starting something like that. I'd probably be doing it very illegally, but it would be kind of funny and fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a cool retirement plan, is just do DIY music venues. And I'm just I'm a 75-year-old man who just lets local bands party in my house, My kids have all grown up and moved out, and now I just throw ragers in the house they grew up in. And they're worried that I'm having some kind of midlife crisis. Actually, that's fun. That's funny. All right, well, I'm going to save that idea for when I'm 75 years old. That'd be pretty good. I should call up my dad and tell him to start doing that. He's retired now. He's retired against his own will. And I know he's probably bored as hell. I should text him right now and be like, dude, just throw. They have a huge basement. I'm like, Dad, just throw ragers in the basement. That'd be funny. Live out your wonder years just partying on like a jackass cast member Just go crazy last couple of years you got, Dad. And promote some local music. That'd be a really nice thing for you to do. That'd be giving back to the community that you love so much. Oh, shit. I almost unscrewed something in the microphone. I really hope that didn't break something. That would break my heart. I was just trying to move it. There we go. That's going to be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, so that was a pretty funny idea. I wrote down zines, like, I think it's called Zines or whatever. I want to do a Zine. A Zine would be pretty cool. I'm going to hit up some people and see if they'd be interested. I have no idea what the theming would be, but I think it'd be kind of funny. I wrote down movie commentary. Yeah, commentary tracks for movies. It's like, it'd be like zero market for doing that. Absolutely zero. Like, who would want to listen to me talk over a movie? But I did record one. I actually recorded one. I recorded one on The Matrix, and I found it on my hard drive like 3 weeks ago. And I listened to it again, and I'm like, damn, some of these bits are pretty good. So I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I'm pretty sure I just like got drunk and just like I had a couple of bits already in mind that I just rattled off while the movie was going, which was pretty funny. And then like one or two actual real points as someone who's a big fan of that movie. So, I mean, I don't know. I probably will never do that again, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the Matrix movie commentary by me will make its way out into the ether one day. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, and then all this other stuff is basically just a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of random shit. Doesn't really, just like very basic. I don't know. I know in the future I definitely want to do more merch as far as creative projects go. I kind of hope the merch can like springboard onto other stuff. Like, I don't know, if I could just do more merch and like, if I had like a merchandising company, that'd be kind of cool. And I could just print all my own stuff, like Cool Shirts kind of has going on. That'd be kind of fun. I think I'd be into that for like a little bit. Or even just use the money from whatever I'm doing on there, like Wizards or otherwise, to just kind of springboard into funding other stuff. I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, that's basically all the written stuff that I had. I have a lot of bits too, just kind of written down there. But I think we're just gonna freeform it. We're not freeform. We're just gonna improv it. I'm forgetting words, dude. Podcasting is stressful. This is hard. This is hard work. I'm sweating. Yeah. All right. That's pretty much all the boring stuff. 13 minutes in, we knocked that out. Didn't take us too long to knock that out. Now we can get into the real stuff, the real bits. I went to what's been going on with me? I went to Vegas this past week. It's Monday, so last week. Podcasting is hard work. Wow. It's so hard to just say last week. That was a ton of fun. My parents were up there vacationing, and I'm in LA right now, so I could just drive down. It was pretty easy. It was insane. I've been to Vegas like one time, like forever ago. It was, I probably would have been like 13 or 14 at the time. And we were only there for like really like a day. I remember we went to church and then we went to the Mob Museum that's up there. But honestly, it's been long enough that like I barely retained any of it. Because I don't really, 13, 14, like at that age, I didn't care about museums at all. I did not care. I was not very open to learning stuff like I am now. Like, actually, I know that for a fact because we went to the Hoover Dam and I was invested. I wanted to learn more about it. We took a tour and I was into it. So I'm happy to say I'm much more open to learning stuff these days. It was pretty sweet. Hoover Dam was awesome. Rode that big ass Ferris wheel they got. I saw the Sphere in person, which I don't care what a single person on this planet says about that thing. That thing looks awesome. If you're stop lying to yourself, you listen. If you're one of those people that says the Sphere sucks, you need to stop lying to yourself and you need to acknowledge that it's the coolest thing in all of Las Vegas. It looks awesome. It looks so cool. I didn't even go inside of it and just like, but like I could see it from like distances and stuff at certain points. And it was like the coolest thing ever. I just stared at it all the time. It was amazing. I didn't even go inside, and it had me enthralled. That was pretty cool. I did some gambling. Some gambling was pretty fun. My dad, basically, I was like a boxer in the corner of the ring, and my dad was like my coach. My dad put a bunch of money down on blackjack, and I was with him and my dad's friend Bill, and I swear they played blackjack for probably like 3 hours. And then occasionally my dad would go to the bathroom and he would be like, sit down, play for me. I was like, oh, okay, because I'm broke. I can't gamble anything. So now I got my dad's money to gamble. So that was exciting. I wanted to do some, oh my gosh, I wanted to do some crazy shit. I couldn't though, because like my dad's friend Bill was right there, and I knew he would tattle on me. I knew he would, because he would definitely tell my dad. Not that Bill's a snitch. I just think, he'd be backing my dad up. But I wanted to like, oh man, I wanted to get like a really just like dog shit hand, like 15, 16, just be like, I'm going all in, and just like go crazy. Oh, that was too loud. I should probably like move away from the mic a little bit. All right. Just go absolutely bonkers with my dad's money. Start hitting, like, ask for a hit on like a 14, just like stuff that doesn't make any sense at all. I thought that it would have been really funny. It would have been so evil though. It would have been so evil. But after he came out of the bathroom, he would sit in the corner with me like he was a boxing coach and like give me pointers like, oh, hit that, no, stay, and all this stuff. Because I know how blackjack works, but I didn't know like any of the strats. I don't know any of the strategy at all. So my dad was helping me out with that. That was a lot of fun. I played a couple slot machines. Slot machines are evil. Slot machines, I think, are actually for real evil. They're for real like cursed or something. All the little like especially with like all the little like animated characters and stuff that they have on slot machines now. Have you seen that shit? It's crazy. It's like you have like it's like Coco Melon. Dude, that shit is actually like Coco Melon, dude. Like people who like old people who like do the like on slot machines, like they're tapping the screen trying to get lucky off it. Those are modern iPad kids. Those guys are iPad kids, and they're basically just watching Coco Melon. That's what you're seeing. It's the same. I swear, somebody at like MIT or whoever does or like Harvard or whatever should do like they should do like brain scans on people who gamble on slots on those like big. Not like the old school ones, but like the big new ones with like the huge screens and like the cartoons playing and shit, and see if it activates the same area of their brain that a toddler's does when they watch Coco Melon and play on an iPad. You know what I mean? I think you would find some crazy stuff. I think you would actually find some crazy stuff. Yeah, I played a couple of slots. My dad taught me about, it's not delayed gratification, it's like incrementant gratification, I think is what he called it, where like, I don't know, you win like a little bit, and you start losing stuff. That got me good. I spent like $20 on a slot machine because my little brother and I were hanging out in the casino. My mom and their friend Kiko were at like a spa. My dad and his friend Bill, they were playing blackjack. My brother's just bored as shit. He's like just staring at the slot machine. He's just like with this dopey look, like not dopey, like sad look on his face because he has nothing to do and he's bored out of his mind. I'm like, all right, we'll get like $20. We'll like put it on a slot machine. And he's like, all right, cool. We picked one of the old ones with like the handle on it because I know he wanted to like pull it, and it didn't work. So I just had to hit the button whenever he pulled it to give the illusion that it was working. I don't know how those things work, but man, the first couple of spins, dude, we were like breaking even or like getting a little bit more money. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was like, all right, bet more. Oh, we're losing. Oh, bet less. And it was just downhill. I lost $20 very quickly. That was a bummer, but I made it all back. I on the last day, I was going to get like lunch. I had to drive back to LA. And so I was like, I want to get some lunch really quick before I do that whole like 4-hour drive. And I was going downstairs. I left my parents and my brother in the hotel room. I went downstairs and I was like, I want to gamble one last time just one last time. And so I went down. It was a hotel casino. They were at the where were we staying at? It was called. It's like the Italian one. It's the Italian place. The Venetian, I think. Yeah, the Venetian. So it's like a hotel casino. And I remember in the back of my mind, I was like, my parents talked about like, they took a cruise to Alaska one time, and there was a casino on the cruise, and my dad said, "Hey, we should gamble the first day because they rig it to like pay out more." So like it encourages people to gamble like over the course of the entire cruise. And it was Friday when I left. It was Friday when I did this, and so I kind of thought like, all right, like maybe it works the same way. There's like people checking in just for the weekend. They all get here on Friday. Maybe it's rigged to pay out more. So I did like that like Big Bad Wolf kind of looking slot machine where it's got like pigs like building houses and shit. You might have seen it on like Instagram or something. That's where I saw it. And it looked like it had pretty good bonuses. And I got like stupid lucky. I put like $2 into this machine, and I got stupid lucky. I made like $320 off that thing. So it was awesome. That was a great, awesome way to end the trip. I actually think I left with more money than I came with. It was really good. It was awesome. That was a fun trip. Las Vegas is actually not as trashy as I thought it would be. It's trashy, yeah. There's like girls in very skimpy outfits begging to take your picture, which is pretty annoying. There's those dudes who are trying to hand you those cards of. I've heard legends about them that are always like trying to hand you those cards with like the naked chicks on them. Those guys are pretty annoying. But other than that, like that's realistically the worst of it. I think, I didn't really see that many like crazy, like insane people. Like I walked down the strip like a couple of times, and there weren't that many like wild individuals. I feel like you see here in LA. Las Vegas was pretty chill. At least when I went, it was pretty chill. Yeah. What else did I do there? Went to the New York casino. That place is really cool. I really like the theming there. The roller coaster sucks, but it's kind of fun. My brother, one of my brothers texted me. My brother, who is super obsessed with roller coasters these days, he texted me. He was like, "Hey, you should ride the Manhattan Express in the New York casino if you're not doing anything. It's supposed to be like the worst roller coaster ever." So I went and I rode that thing just to do some wish fulfillment for him. I knew he would think that's pretty cool, and I texted him all about it. And that was a lot of fun. I had a beer and got to pretend that I lived in New York. This was very cool. I got to pretend like I was a character in Seinfeld. That place was sweet. That place was actually pretty awesome. I think if I went to Las Vegas again, I'd want to chill out there for a little bit. I would want to probably stay there, be in that hotel, because that place was pretty neat. I'm trying to think of like funny shit that actually happened to me while I was there. There was there was this pretty funny interaction me and my brother had. Gosh, my little brother he was on it. He was really funny this whole trip. I remember when I got there, I showed up the morning that they did, and my little brother was like very against gambling. What's the word? Vehemently? I don't remember. He was very, very against gambling. He thought he was like degenerate and sinful, which is funny because I just told the story where we were gambling on slots. But gosh, it was so funny. So he was super against gambling, and then we went to the first like casino that we went to. We just like walked through it. We were just like going somewhere else, and we just walked in for the air conditioning. But I saw him looking around at all the machines, and this dude's cracking a smile. Well, as he's looking at all these different slot machines and stuff, this dude's cracking a little smile. I looked at him and I was like, "You want to gamble, don't you? You want to gamble, don't you, Thomas?" He was like, "Don't tell Mom." It's like so fucking funny, dude. Oh, it was awesome. So that was hilarious. He got corrupted fast. He got corrupted real fast. If I had Gosh, I wish my dad had like just handed him $100 bill and just been like, "Go get him, champ," and just let him run wild. He would have gone crazy. That would have been hilarious. Another thing that he did that was super duper funny was who's that burlesque show chick that's like super, she's like super famous down there. I'm trying not to use my phone too much for this show, but she's like really famous. I think she was on like Hot Ones or something. It's like Della something. How do you even spell burlesque? I have no idea. Burlesque show. Las Vegas. No, I don't need my location on. Thank you. No. I see a lot of these. These ads for these shows are like everywhere too, which is pretty fun. Especially like on the highway, like on your way to Vegas. They're like everywhere, which is crazy. Who is that lady? I'm trying to remember what her name is. It's also really funny. Those ads show up. Dita Von Teese. She's like really famous, right? Yeah, Dita Von Teese. It's like a super famous lady, right? She's 52? No, you're fucking lying. She was married to Marilyn Manson. She's not 52. Oh, well, now that I'm kind of looking at her. Oh my gosh. She's 52? That's crazy. Look at this. This lady's 52? I thought she was like in her 30s or something. What the hell? Oh my gosh. They must be dumping straight goop into her face. No way. Oh my gosh. That is insane. That's crazy. This is better than the story that I had. This is like insane. That is insane. All right, anyway. Man, yeah, those ads are like everywhere, by the way. Like especially on the way to Vegas. It's really funny. At one point I was driving up there, and I looked to my left, and there's like a billboard for a burlesque show in Vegas. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but there's a billboard for one of those shows in Vegas. And then I looked to my right, and then somebody like on their like farm property or whatever have like cut out big signs to look like the 10 Commandments. And it was like, it said stuff like, "Thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal," and stuff. And I was like looking like back and forth, like, oh man, this is confusing. It's like two people arguing in real time on the road. But that's not the funny story. The funny story I was going to talk about was that my little brother. So okay, so this Dita Von Teese lady, there was like a big like billboard ad that played for her show, like right on the strip. It was like this big like video billboard, like right next to the hotel we were staying at. And we were on the other side of the street. We were crossing the street one time. We were walking somewhere, and this ad pops up, and it's her in like a skimpy outfit. You know, it's like low lighting. She's like posed all hot looking and stuff. And my brother sees it, and we're crossing the street. My brother sees it, and he's the whole time we're crossing the street. My parents are in front of him. They don't notice. He's behind my parents, and I'm walking behind him, and I see him. He's just like walking like staring at this billboard the whole time walking down the street. And then he gets to the curb, and he almost trips and falls because he's still looking at it. He goes like, "Oh," and then he like stands on the sidewalk just looking right at it. Like, and in that moment, I walked up to him. I was like, "Watch where you going, you little perv. What are you doing?" It's like, he was like, "Oh, shut up." It was funny. It was really funny. My little brother, it actually, I felt like I wonder if that's like how a dad feels like when they notice their like son taking an interest in girl. Like, I don't know, like my little brother never like takes any amount of interest in girls, and so I'm just like kind of watching him. I'm like, okay, well he's not gay. And I wonder if that's what like dads think in their heads when they think something like that, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, he's not a gay guy. I don't think like. But yeah, that was super funny. He was really funny that whole trip. When we went on the Ferris wheel, he was freaking out on the huge like Chicago Ferris wheel, whatever they call it. What is it? The Skywalk, I think is what they call it. He was he's afraid of heights now, I guess, because he was freaking out the whole time. He was hanging onto my mom's arm. He was like, that was pretty good. That was awesome. And also fell asleep at the Hoover Dam. That was sweet. We're like, I don't know why he was so tired that day. I'm pretty sure he slept all night. He went to bed like early because we had to wake up early the next day. But that was super funny. We were all on the observation deck, my mom and my dad and me, and we were out there taking pictures. And we walk in, and my brother has found a wooden bench to just like sleep on. Dude's dead asleep. It's crazy work. Yeah. I think that's like basically everything that happened though. It was a fun trip. I would recommend. I don't know if you've never been there. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend going again. Yeah. Just trying to think what else. Oh yeah, I picked this up while I was out there. Stop forced organ harvesting in China. There was some protesters out there with a big old speaker and a petition. I signed the petition. I'm trying to learn how to like care about stuff again. So when I made eye contact with this lady and she handed me the petition, I was like, you know what? I am gonna sign it. It's time to start giving. It's time to start giving back. It's about time you start doing the bare minimum. It's cool to care about stuff again. So I got this funny little brochure here. I guess it's not funny. It's not funny, but it's got some interesting stuff here about Chinese camps, anti-religion. I didn't know they were like that. They arrest believers of Christians, Catholics, Muslims, and Buddhists. I didn't know the Chinese hated Catholics like that. I thought we were cool, China. I'm sorry. Like, what's your problem? I was about to say I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm not sorry, China. What are you doing? Intellectual theft, stealing intellectual property from the West for over 20 years to advance its military and economic strength. I guess everybody knew that, but I didn't know that we started caring about it all of a sudden. Organ harvesting has been more serious. Hong Kong crackdown, that's pretty bad. One-child policy, yeah. Uyghur genocide? Since 2017, the CCP held 1 million Muslims, the majority of which... Oh, yeah, I've heard about these. Okay. This is not... I don't know why I started... Oh, wow, CCP virus. COVID-19. Oh, initial cover-up of the virus outbreak. Yo, dude, these guys believe it too. China did start COVID. Damn, that's crazy. These guys believe it. Is that just like a fact? Is that even still a conspiracy anymore? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to promote the hatred of Asians or whatever. I'm not about that, but is that like a real thing? It's on this brochure. I don't know. Like, is that basically a real thing that we just like choose not to talk about? Like that China started the Chinese Communist Party started COVID. Is that a real thing now? I don't know. This isn't actually that funny. I should put that down. Those are serious issues. Those are serious issues. Go to stoporganharvesting.org, dude. Yeah. Sign the petition. Help them out. Stop the Chinese Communist Party. So, there you go. I think it's a good, well-rounded podcast. I think we have a good, well-rounded podcast so far. We had some funny stories, some project updates, and a serious message to walk away with. You guys got to go online, sign the petition, stop organ harvesting. I'm making this sound like a big joke, but this actually is something important. Yeah. Which is part of the reason why I'm going to put it away, because I'm not the person to deliver that message to you. What are we doing on time here? 34 minutes? Pretty good. I think we're going to go for about an hour. Oh, something really important I completely forgot to talk about. Maybe I should do like a separate section and put it just at the front of the podcast. But co-host, if I'm gonna be doing this, for real for a while, I am open to the idea of doing it with a co-host. I know the title of the show, Planet AJ, kind of implies that it's a solo venture, but I would be open to having a co-host. So in the link below, I have set up a Google form that you can fill out if you're interested in co-hosting the show with me. Let's see. Let's just get a look at this thing real quick. I have it here on the tablet. Some questions include your email, your name, maybe like a headshot because I kind of want to do a video podcast. I think it'd be kind of fun. Have you ever used a bidet? How many years of experience do you have in podcasting? There's a video portion, short essay, stuff like that. Pretty basic stuff. Check that out in the link below if you're interested in co-hosting the show and shaping the show in the future, helping me find out what the show is really going to be like in the long run. So that'll be in the link in the description below. That'll be pretty cool. I'm glad I got through that. That was the one thing that I forgot about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to having a co-host. I almost said guest. I do want to talk about guests though. I'm open to having a co-host. It's just that I didn't really know like who to ask when I started conceptualizing this. So I just figured I'll start the hard part. I'll start doing the podcast first, and then just whoever wants to get in on it, they can get in on it. Okay? So you already have my fame to leech off of if you want to co-host the show. It's already here. There's already an established podcast. You just have to show up. All right. So yeah, I think it'd be really fun to like take it on the road too. I remember thinking about that. So I just talked about Vegas. I wanted to do the first episode while I was in Vegas. I thought that would have been like so cool. So what I did was I packed up my microphone. I looked up like one tutorial online that said that you could connect an external microphone to an iPad, and I was just gonna like record it on GarageBand in like my hotel. My parents were going to like a concert, and I wasn't going, so I had like some time alone in the hotel room, and I was like, sweet, like I'll do the first episode in Vegas. That would be so awesome. And then they left. I tried to plug everything in, and it didn't work. And I was like really mad, especially because like the hotel would have been an awesome set. That would have looked sweet. There was like a awesome view because they were on like the 15th floor or something crazy like that. It would have been awesome, but it just it didn't work, unfortunately. So first episode's in my bedroom, but I'm gonna be honest. This probably fits the vibe way better. The vibe that I'm probably gonna go for. Yeah. This is just much more me. I think it would have been pretty disappointing if the first episode's in this really nice Las Vegas suite and then subsequent episodes are just in my shitty fucking room with holes in the walls and shit. It probably would have been a bit clickbaity. I also wouldn't have been able to go over all of the Vegas stories like I just did because it was only like halfway through the trip. Yeah. But yeah, but actually, the reason I'm talking about that is I want to see if I can like take this on the road. I think that would still be a cool idea. Like if I can figure out how to make this thing work on this bad boy right here. Maybe we can record some episodes on the show. I can travel around, get some interesting guests. I think that'd be pretty fun. Depends on where I'm going to be, how many resources I can expend for this show. But I think it'd be a pretty cool thing. Or if I don't know, anybody in LA. Anybody's visiting LA. People in LA in general. I think that could be kind of cool. But yeah. All right. Reached the legal limit in podcasting. 3 beers. Somebody's banging on shit out there. I don't know. Roommates are crashing out. As always. I think they're trying to squash flies. We have flies everywhere. I think they're trying to squash them. I had a really interesting idea the other day. Do I do racist heist the first episode? I don't know if that's a bit that I don't know if I should just introduce you guys to myself with a bit like that. That's a pretty crazy bit. Is a racist heist a first episode bit? What the fuck is he doing over there? He's like clapping his hands super loud. Is he trying to get like a bug? Whatever. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. Sorry. I had this idea the other day. I started a cashier job, and I was just handling the money at the end of the day. It was a pretty big like wad of cash. It was like $400 or something like that. It was busy that day. And every time I work a job like that, I always think like, what would be like the easiest way? How could you get away with robbing a place? And I think I had my best robbery plan ever the other day. I thought about it and I said, well, what if I just completely covered myself from head to toe so you couldn't see my skin, and just talked like a black urbanite, and I said the N-word like an uncomfortable amount of times. like a crazy amount of times. And I just talked like a black urbanite, like put the money in the bag, like that kind of shit. And so when the police showed up, the cashier, they would be like, what happened? And they would be like, well, this guy came in and he robbed us. And the police would be like, well, what did he look like? And they would go, well, we couldn't see his face or like really anything. We mostly just got his height and build. But you know what? It was probably a black guy, just based on the way I talked. Or just like, I could be any race, really. It could be any, you just talk like, you put on an accent, maybe. But I start talking like an Australian. Australians aren't a different race. You start talking with an Australian accent so they think you're an Australian guy. So if you're ever found or questioned for having the same height and width as the as the robber, you just have to talk for a couple of seconds and go, oh, okay, well, he's not Australian, so it's not that guy. Like, it'd be easy, right? Has anyone tried this before? This seems like really obvious to me. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Leave a comment below if you think this is a surefire plan or I'm just an idiot. It sounds pretty legitimate to me. All right, so that was probably the most raunchy joke I had prepared. I don't know if you made it through that. I mean, like, good on you. I appreciate you. I know that's a raunchy bit to try and introduce yourself with. It's very, if it helps, I think as a homeschooler, I am very in touch with prejudice. Before you turn it off. All right. I was thinking about this the other day. I think, so I was homeschooled, right? For those of you who don't know me too well, I'm Catholic and I was homeschooled. All right. And I think when you tell people that about yourself, you experience a lot of microaggressions extremely quickly. I'm not just saying that. Listen, this is a bit that I've been working on. All right. This is the comedy portion of the podcast. this is where okay, now here's the real jokes. The rest of that stuff, forget it. This is where the real jokes are. So when you tell people, okay, so do a little theater of the mind here. I'm going to say to you some real things that people have said to me when I tell them that I was homeschooled or Catholic or whatever. All right. And just whenever I say the words homeschooled, homeschooler, what have you, do a little theater of the mind and just replace it with black guy. Just do that. Just replace homeschooler with black guy. Okay. Here's some real things that people have said to me. Oh, you were homeschooled? Oh, interesting. Not that bad. All right. That's fine. For the record, you can't even tell that you were homeschooled. Starting to get a little weird. Okay. You don't act anything like those other homeschoolers. Like, whoa, right? Like, that's like, I know it's a stupid, like, non-problem, but it's kind of crazy when you start to think about it, right? So no, I'm not racist. I'm right there with them. I'm right there with them. This bit's getting worse and worse. This bit's really bad. This is a great neighborhood until all those freaking homeschoolers moved in. That's not okay. That last one's not real. That last one is not a real one, but you never know. Just be on the lookout. Just be on the, they'll say some crazy stuff to you. All right. I was out of the frying pan. That was the gauntlet I ran you guys through. Two pretty raunchy jokes that I'm honestly not sure if they're appropriate or not, or if anybody is gonna like those. I think if you've gotten this far, I think that's probably the worst I'm gonna do. So congratulations. Man, I'm not trying to be one of those like edgy guys, but you get like such a high when you do like a joke that you're just not sure is gonna land, or if the people in the room are like gonna like when you tell like a raunchy. I'm not trying to be like, ooh, my jokes are so edgy, ooh, like one of those, because that's just lame. That's lame to be like, I'm an edgy comedian. But it is pretty awesome when you tell a joke that's like kind of risque and people laugh at it. Dude, that shit hits like crack. That feels so good when you get away with stuff like that. It's awesome. And then when it doesn't, it's like when it doesn't too, it's like withdrawal. It's like, oh man, there's got to be a friend group that's gonna think that joke is so funny. When you tell a joke and no one laughs, you're like, I need to tell it to a friend group that's gonna get it. You know, it's just like that. It's crazy. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to it. Yeah. Any more stuff going on? Stuff to do when you're drunk? What? Joke about cinemas. These notes are terrible. These notes are not gonna. I thought this was genuinely gonna help the first episode. These notes are fucking awful. I'll tell you what I was doing last night. Last night I was drunk and I was working on. What was I working on? Right, I was working on a joke about Oppenheimer. Right, I was working on a joke about the nuclear bombs we dropped on Japan specifically, and I had to do some research. I will not allow factual inaccuracies in my jokes, so I had to do some research, and I was looking up like the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs and various tests that they did on the bombs, and I found out that one like stock footage of an explosion in SpongeBob is the Crossroads Baker footage of them just like detonating bombs in the ocean. I knew Bikini Bottom was like a nuclear like test site, but now I mean to see videos of it and stuff is like, that's kind of crazy. That was just like in a kid's show that I watched when I was like 5. You know, them just testing nuclear bombs. You know, like, wow, that was a crazy big explosion. And now like I'm 25 and every country on the planet has a bomb like that somewhere. Or at least that's what they'll tell you to encourage you to fight for our country and invade them. Yeah, those are just everywhere now. That stock footage that they played in SpongeBob for comedic effect, that ridiculously huge explosion. Those are just countries just have those now. And I was like, wow, that's kind of puts things into perspective, you know. And I was looking at that footage when I was 5 years old, thinking it was just funny that something exploded. Yeah. This is kind of a bummer. I don't really want to end the podcast on this. I've already got the things to talk. We're at the what were we at? Like 48 minutes. Okay. We could probably run through one more bit, and we'll call it there. I think 48 minutes for a first trial run is pretty good, actually. I wonder if I have anything else that I forgot to tell you guys about. Roller Coaster Tycoon, no. Check if I'm a real ally, no. For context, that was about looking up the BDS boycott list. But I already found out I don't use most of the stuff that's on there because I can't afford it. I'm already poor, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. I think we got through everything we wanted to. Yeah, we'll just call it there. That's pretty good. Guys, let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys want to see more. I had fun doing it. I'll try it again soon. Well, I don't know. Maybe this will be. I don't know how frequently you're supposed to do podcasts. Like once a week, twice a week. I've once every other week. I have no idea. But if you guys like this one, I'll upload it to like YouTube or something. You guys can leave a comment. If you guys like it, just let me know. If it's something you want to see me kind of expand on in the future, hopefully we can get some guests or a co-host. Fill out the co-host form below if you're interested. And I think that's a pretty good place to call it. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.